All right, let's look at this now. Santaco in Gauteng will embark on a taxi shutdown tomorrow. The association is protesting against government's proposed R1 billion relief package. It says the money is not enough to recover costs lost over the lockdown. Gauteng Transport MEC Jacob Mamabulo joins me now via Skype to discuss this further. MEC, good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Commuters will be stranded tomorrow if the taxi associations do go ahead with this protest. What interventions are you making as government?
Firstly, thank you very much for the opportunity and good morning to all the viewers. We did receive confirmation yesterday that Santaco in the province will be embarking on a strike action. Definitely these matters are matters that have been discussed between the national leaders of Santaco and eNCA at national. And as a province, we take our guide and cue from the discussions led by Honorable Minister Fikile Mbalula. To that extent, the main worry that we have is that the commuters in our province will definitely be affected. And to that extent, we are really concerned that this matter again is being brought to bear right on the commuters who, if truth be told, they're really not part of this. We believe there could have been the best way forward would have been to allow the minister to further engage with the national leaders, both of Santaco and eNCA, and give commuters a relief because we're under very difficult conditions of COVID-19. But to that extent, we still have confidence that the meetings that are scheduled this week, I know that the discussions are going on again on Tuesday. We're quite confident that there should be a better way forward. Yeah. But even if there were to be challenges, we really think the commuter shouldn't be placed really at the center of this because there are better ways and many other options to resolve this issue. So to that extent, we are really deeply, deeply concerned about this, the impact this will have on a commuter who shouldn't in the first place have been brought into this issue. Yeah,
let's talk about those discussions that you say will be unfolding this week. What can come out of those, MEC, given that these taxi associations are quite confident and they are standing put on the fact that they think that 5,000 Rand that government is offering per taxi is not enough. So is there even room to negotiate given that government says this is all we have and they're saying we cannot accept this?
Yes, so when all is said and done, Clement, the discussions or all matters will have to come back to the same platform, which is a negotiating table, whatever options. And we remain confident that the issues will be finally better resolved. And from where I'm standing, obviously, I shouldn't speculate on what will be the outcome of the meeting. That will really not be correct. But my own, when I look at the matter, is that when you look at, and this is what Minister said, when you look at the various sectors of the economy and what is being put on the table for everybody, if you look at the special dispensation made for the taxi industry, I think there's a good starting point. There's something put on the table. It is definitely not enough. But I think the best way forward, instead of using the commuter as the outlet when there are problems, I think it would have been good to say, okay, one step forward, not sufficient. We live under conditions of COVID-19. The rate of increase is going on. Let us spare the commuter yet another pressure, yet another difficulty of now having to battle with a strike tomorrow. Rate of unemployment is too high. We have a situation in our country where particularly the most vulnerable, if they don't pitch for work tomorrow, some of the employers will not even want to listen to issues about public transport. People are going to lose jobs. So to this extent, I think what we should have happened, and I would like to appeal to the leadership of of Santaco that the negotiating table still remain the best platform. There is a meeting of national leaders on Tuesday. Let's not preempt those discussions. Let's give those discussions a chance. People might lose their jobs. The very same commuters that they want to come to them tomorrow may not have their jobs tomorrow. This will mean low revenue. So no one is going to win tomorrow. So the best thing to do, and the plea that I would like to put forward to Santaco, is the doors of government remain open. Think about the difficulty the commuter is in. Don't place jobs of people at risk. Please go back to the negotiating table. It's only on Tuesday. So from where I'm sitting, I'm not sure if this is going to be a win for anyone, but I wouldn't want to speculate on that. The only issue is the poor commuter is again be brought into a matter that they shouldn't be brought into. And I'm not sure why should we be going this route when tomorrow on Tuesday, Minister is meeting with their national leaders. I think they should have waited at least for Tuesday, and then they could go to the drawing board. What if the discussions goes well on Tuesday and everybody is happy, and here we've placed commuters at risk and some of them are fired? So to that extent, I think the action really for me could still wait for the meeting on Tuesday and spare the commuters the difficulty of COVID-19, the risk of employment, and that some of them might lose their jobs, never to get them back, in a country with a high rate of unemployment. So I think all factors should have been considered. We know we are the economic hub of the country, so this definitely is going to have an impact.
All right, MEC. MEC, I want to come in there and ask you about the formalization process. The Minister of Transport spoke a lot about it when he announced this relief package. I know previously you've indicated that work was supposed to begin in Gauteng to deal with that issue of formalizing the taxi industry. At some point, you even mentioned the possibility of taxi drivers even wearing uniform. How far are you with implementing that process here in Gauteng?
In our province, I must say that we really are very proud of the remarkable and good relationship we have with the taxi industry, eNCA, and Santaco, both of them. And the program to professionalize driving in the taxi industry in partnership with AMSCO was supposed to have started on the 23rd of March. But remember, at that time, it's when we were preparing to go into a lockdown, and that's what affected the program. And secondly, the commercialization and modernization of the taxi industry by making sure that the taxi industry is run on corporate and business lines. That process is quite advanced in our province. We are having final touch-ups of discussions on what is the best way forward to make sure that the taxi industry can put a good model that every corporate entity in South Africa and globally can feel comfortable to work with. Those discussions are almost done. In actual fact, this Monday, we were to have a meeting to finalize those discussions about what is the best way for the taxi industry to corporatize and commercialize. Thirdly, there are issues of, and this is quite critical, we have concluded an agreement with the taxi industry 2 weeks ago in which we were agreeing that we need to create a proper database of the Gauteng taxi industry. We have a partner in CSIR. They've put a technological system in place. And that technological system is the one that we are using to register learner transport. So the taxi industry has also said to us, this is the number of taxis they have in the province. And they've opened up their membership and said, let's clean the database, let's re-register so that when we talk about the Gauteng taxi industry, who are we talking about and what are the numbers? So the technology is ready. We were supposed to, we just used it for scholar transport because it was a pressure point. Once we're done this week with scholar transport, next week, we're starting with creating a credible, reliable, efficient, and effective provincial database of the taxi industry. And that is exactly what you need. And then I eliminate illegal operators. And once you have got a credible, signed-up database and you know who's who, that gives a good opportunity to say, what constitutes the taxi industry in Gauteng, and when we commercialize it, what exactly, who are the beneficiaries of the process. So in the province, all those processes are on board. You'll see us next week. We will, and the week after next, we will start with the registration of the taxi industry in our province to create a proper database so that we can move the taxi industry forward. So with us in the province, I can assure you, the resolutions of our provincial taxi summit, we're quite ahead. And we have got the taxi Commission of Inquiry on Violence. We're fighting taxi violence. So to that extent, I can say to you, I just wish that the taxi industry in Gauteng could understand that, going on an action tomorrow, it also brings complications to our provincial situation, because I'm just worried that the taxi industry in Gauteng is not taking guidance from national leadership. But I hope that this will not take us back, and it will not tamper with levels of trust we have established. But we're looking forward to building an exciting new dynamic taxi industry in the province.
All right. MEC of Transport in Gauteng, Jacob Mamabolo, thank you so much for your time on eNCA this morning.